Hello, lovelies. I'm afraid this is just another quick, off-the-cuff kind of video. Normal production values and everything will return by next week. I just got back from my second PIP assessment. So I had the assessment late last year, mandatory reassessment, and then had it. Then there's an actual proper appeal you can go through, and then it went to tribunal. The tribunal sent it back. So that I had to go for another assessment. This is not a fun process. It is very humiliating, and you allow yourself no pride whatsoever if you want to get the help that you need. And this time I did manage to take my own advice and not be prideful, not minimise any of my symptoms or anything, and so it was a profoundly humiliating and horrible experience that I wouldn't wish on anyone. Hopefully this time we'll get a decent result. Last time, when I went for this assessment, the report that the person turned in bore little to no resemblance whatsoever to the conversation that we'd had. I don't know whether they were just incompetent or lying or what. But hopefully the point was gotten across this time, and so nothing similar will happen this time. I did tell her I'd be asking for copies of the conversation and everything that she'd written down. I took in notes with me this time to refer to. I was much more anxious this time. My anxiety has ramped up lately, and I took my dear old mum in with me so I could hold her hand through the process, because it is horrible. It really is. I wouldn't wish this on anybody, and I want those of you who think that anyone on benefits are malingerers or whatever else, the process to get these, I mean, it's going to have been a year to get everything sorted out, near enough, by the time everything does get sorted out for me. And this is people with mental health issues like mine, this is people with physical health issues and so on, being put through this ringer and this repeated process in order to get not very much assistance at the end of it. May be comparable to job seekers allowance, perhaps a little more in some cases if you're particularly ill. And this in a system that we've all paid into while we've been well for years and years and years. So I don't want you to think this is like some easy or lazy route that people take. No, it is difficult, it is humiliating, and honestly it's unnecessary. This whole rigmarole, this whole circus is completely unnecessary. If you just let the GP, someone with whom you have an established rapport, someone who knows your medical history, someone you can relate to, if they could decide, then all of this would be unnecessary. It rather feels to me that this is just a way of kind of bilking the public healthcare network, the NHS, for money to channel into private companies being the ones who do these assessments and so on. Otherwise it seems completely pointless and a huge waste of everybody's money. And that's not the result of the state overreaching, it's the result of the state being corrupted by bad actors in government looking to give kickbacks to private medical companies. It's just so utterly needless and difficult, but that's the point, isn't it? They're incentivized to put people off from applying. They're incentivized to reject people upon their first application. That's, I could have been wheeled in there in 3 separate chairs and they probably would have rejected me the first time. And yet it still weighs on me that I have to go for assistance. I've been ill 10 years plus, 11 years. And it's only just now that I've asked for help and gotten some. That shame culture, that idea of being seen as a scrounger or a malingerer, that is a strong, powerful social club, which I think is preventing a lot of people even trying to get help, and that's a separate issue. But it's not easy. Not at all. And very few people cheat welfare. So all that's really happening from all this rigmarole is that people who need help aren't getting it. People in desperate situations being pushed into destitute situations. It sucks, and it needs reform. Normal services will be resumed as soon as possible. Zang.